will be scouting it out as he drops closer and closer to his teammates, which are going to be going back that North Georgia Bowl spot, sharing it with the Red Canids.
Yeah, they're gonna be sharing it for sure, Esquire. I mean, sharing is caring. Haven't you ever watched the Care Bears growing up?
Out to all of you guys for hanging out and chat and watching these games and spending some time with us here on the weekends. Hope you guys are all doing well and enjoying the broadcast.
What is fake headshots in chat?
It's what we were talking about, Dave. Like I told D-Ray, I like it when players call out that they actually got the damage. It's when it's the classic case of he's one shot. The dude's like full level 3 kid, 100 HP, just like ready to annihilate you when you peek out thinking it's just gonna be a one tap.
I agree.
From your lack of response, Dave, I can clearly tell that you are one of those players.
My bad.
Generally, they usually fall into the category of the player that yells safe res. It's like the Venn diagram in the middle is going to be like that player, right?
Listen, no one ever gets me up, man. I'm the support player. If I get knocked, people are just like, yeah, that's it. I mean, it feels bad.
Well, certainly feels bad happening all around the map. Radiance losing 2 members early on here, Dave. I mean, this is kind of just playing to the same theme that this squad has been faced off here over the course of the now 2 weeks. I mean, what are they going to be doing here? Tequila, now one of the 2 remaining members, his car's on fire. A very similar situation to what we saw in game number 1. Somehow able to hop out of that flying Dacia, the flaming Dacia, and remain alive. A last-ditch effort proved to pay off, at least for one of the 2 remaining members of this Radiant squad.
Honestly, if I'm Radiance right now, we see Aguila down there in the swamps. We see McCoy over here in a room once again camping out. I think moving forward, just everybody drop in separate parts of the map and just try to go for placement points and survive, because whatever they're doing right now, it's just not working for them. And this is the 3rd game today that we've seen them in the same exact situation, in my opinion. I mean, every single game plays out the same for this squad. And I'm not sure. I mean, they finally have a centralized position to think that they're good to go. But are people hunting them? I have no idea. I mean, I feel like their rotations are what's really holding them back here. And that's something that they definitely want to, look back on and improve on. So that's just my 2 cents.
People stopped hunting the members of Radiance and started hunting each other all around the map. Engagements are now starting to pop off. It's going to be Zenith Esports who was able to find the members of Livid. But in turn, well, Livid found 2 of Zenith's own. Down go Mystery and Old List, leaving Zenith with just 2 left to try to stay alive. Ross is trying to rotate to get closer and closer to his at least remaining teammate. The duo.
I mean, Aguila was taken down and out right there. If I'm McCoy, he's got a barrel and an M4. Like, I know back in the day, one of the strategies would be to fire both your weapons to kind of make the enemies think that there's 2 players here. But I don't know. Would you do this in this situation? Or if you're McCoy, just kind of turtle up as we see him doing, healing on up, throwing out some smokes? I mean, it's definitely a tricky situation to be in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's much for McCoy to do. I think the Houston Hardships know that they've got someone in a very vulnerable position. They can all but guess that it's going to be the member of a Radiance left alive here in this God compound. And McCoy's just trying to at least stay positive, I guess, here on the 2nd floor. Hold the angles is really all you can do, because nades are going to start flying if the Houston Hardships deem it worthy, deem it valuable enough to blow some of that utility. Otherwise, just kind of hang on and see how things play out. They've got the numbers advantage. Dead to rights. Whether or not McCoy can pick up 1 in the process, though, is really the only remaining question here in this compound. As more shots start to ring out around the map, STK going to be mixing it up with the members of Livid. Livid coming off of that engagement over on the West Coast will be pushing into yet another bit of contest here against the members of STK, where they've already been able to pick up 1. Purdy Curdy goes down, but the trade backs, as well as the third-party presence from several other teams in the area, are proving to be pretty difficult for STK to deal with.
Yeah, we got Michael Fry just prone in the dirt right here, waiting for Shoot to Kill to crest this hill and maybe try to get the thirst on to Soup, as we do see Soup bleeding on out right there in the bottom left-hand corner and will be taken down and out. Let's see if this will pay off for Microfry. Will Uncivil this hill? Yes, they will. And Microfry going to be connecting those initial shots. Around, trying to make sure that this thirst is going to be safe on their side, and Microfry able to secure the squad at least 2 points here, even if they get taken down in 16th place, able to go out with some type of points to add up on leaderboard. But Halo and Luke 12, the last 2 remaining members left for Shoot to Kill. Shoot to Kill, they like to drop Severny. circle didn't really favor Bernie. Game number 1 to the kill did a phenomenal job, but let's go check back in with Duel down here, 4 alive. And I believe, you know, they won game number 1. Let's see what they're talking about right now. Let's see it. Let's listen in.
Is there any in the house north, like on a... Where is that? Is there any on Blue Mark? Or are they just on the ridge?
Don't know. They haven't peeked from there. One's on the ridge on yellow.
Yeah, one I said.
For this.
Yeah, one off Blue Mark.
One's on the left side of blue marker on the yellow house. Left side of the blue house.
I'm safe.
He's speaking between the UAS and the building. Guys,
Yeah. I'm just gonna play a log 2, Cherry.
McCoy died behind us. He was the incident.
Yeah. Falcon stole one of the kills from West. We should
Wait,
get south side of
no, wait. Hold on. Let me think about this. Didn't they get killed already by fucking Jen? One of them?
It's Falcon.
No.
That's
Red.
a different team. I need 7.6. I only have 6 extra bullets.
I have no 7s. I'm running double 5.
Is this one of our cars? The south side of Swamp?
The buggy is not our car. The other cars are.
No, this dash on me.
I think that's them.
Yeah, there's a bin dash on me. We should have south side Swamp as well. We shouldn't just keep in the middle and get stuck.
I
Yeah,
want to
you
get
can
this. I'm
switch
gonna go
down
for
there.
the. I'm gonna go for
This
this
one-
smoke up here.
But we saw S&G over there on the beach. I would wait for S&G to kind of stop moving around, let them feel like they are safe in their location, and then open up the shots. And I do believe that's kind of the strategy that they opted to take, as I do see a couple shots on the mini map now finally erupting on over there from the side of Team Bliss. But like I mentioned, I don't know exactly what these scopes are looking like. Meanwhile, Wildcard getting ready to potentially get into a engagement with 303. I mean, 303, 15 kills last game. Remember, we spoke to them during the interview. They said that confidence level is just on fire right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see them make a little more aggressive plays here in this game because of that confidence.
303 is making aggressive plays. Wildcard making interesting plays. They were previously in a pretty wide 2-2 split. They've been able to reunite somewhat, but they continue to send Thumer down south. They were holding on to the 3-1. Now they're in a 1-2-1 with Kickstart and Sharpshot, those two veteran members of the Wildcard roster, as you mentioned, Dave, still holding on just off to the eastern flank of where 303 is. Around the map, though, fight continues to break out. The Sonics around the observatory and swamp will be finding one of the members of Ferox. Cozy is going to be the first to go down. A knock trying to find the flush, and the other members will be Mime pushing to the base of the hillside.
See them kind of wrapping around, trying to essentially sneak up onto Metagaming, but Metagaming recognizing this, yeah, their Team Bliss, they're going to be stuck. They're going to be stuck for the time being. We saw the mini-map for just a second there. I am really loving Sonic's position. I mean, they're like Shrek right now in the swamp, right smack in the middle. No one's going to be able to push this safely, Esquire. Not even
Well, at the very least, they're not even going to want to, and that's what plays so heavily in favor for the Sonics right now. Team's going to be trying to make massive plays right now. Metagaming going to be soaring up Singularity as well on the members of Atletico. Shots come out, but so do nades, and they go flying along with the buggy that got hit by it. There's Extreme 2G just trying to maintain his life, but he's unable to do so. The third party comes in. It's not going to be another team from the OCE, but sure enough, another player from the OCE. Luke 12 with the SKS from downtown ends up finding a kill onto that Atletico member. Down goes another one, leaving them with just Flood and Nick alive in the fields, trying to avoid now two different teams. It could be three here in a second as Zenith starts to roll up.
wow, opening it up with that buggy explosion, actually insane kind of the start of this fight over here. S&G popping off. Nick 101 taken down in the kill feed. Luke 12 trying to get some more points on the board right here. But Zenith Esports roster with that star just waiting for that rotate, and that was nasty as far. S&G F's in the chat right there. I am sorry. You got two alive though. Let's see if they can continue to survive. But Zenith Esports are hot on the case.
Out on the case, and so are maybe some other teams. They started to spin out. Pome's vehicle got knocked over by his teammate, and they're able to bomb into the compound. But bombing into the compound are going to be the nades from Singularity, aggressively playing into the other members of this squad. ENP and Pome going to be trying to defend this. Zenith trying to drop down from the north, but they've been tagged down. Roth still going to be bleeding out, with, I believe, Atletico still able to stay alive here with Zoidmate and Flood. So they're going to be wrapping around and certainly wrapping down south, as this next phase 5 has not been friendly for our teams up towards the north. Everyone's going to have to make movement, and amongst this chaos, it's only going to get worse for these squads as they continue on down to the south.
Yep, good old fashioned wraparound. You love to see it. Houston Hardships out here, though, not loving it as they are getting shot from multiple angles. And seems like they have gotten the attention of Duel, the squad that definitely don't want to be on the kill list of, as Michael's going to be in the back. Cherry FPS also on the front. They're trying to take some shots as well. Houston Hardships, they're in their own fight. They're in their own fight with Oath, trying to defend this rock that they do have right now. And you know what? They're going to get sandwiched here in just a moment. They do have these smokes to work with. Loeb's going to be taken down as well. Chubba Bubba already dead. And now it's just down to one member left. And it is just falling apart for both teams thus far.
Yeah,
be real.
For everyone. We had a third party come in from one of the members of Ferox, like from a far distance, an unexpected shot, tagged down one of the members of Oath, and everyone's sort of falling apart. Oath is going to be left with one member alive, Snakers. Houston Hardship is going to be left with one member alive, J-Sank. They're in hot pursuit of one another. Yeah. They're not even worried about the circle right now. Snakers has trying to stay alive on his mind, and J-Sank has death and revenge on his mind. Cresting over the hill right now. Both players will have the opportunity to spray down, but it's Snakers, the huge fragger for this Oath squad, able to find it first. He's able to get the damage, able to get the kill, and now possibly able to get the entry off the eastern side of this phase 5 circle. Meanwhile, though, Ferox's solo member is going to be spotted out. That solo member who played a pretty impactful role for those teams just fighting over towards the east is going to be wiped out by Wildcard. The observatory on the northeastern side of this circle going to be secured.
And SNG, though, still alive. I believe one member is up trying to get that revive. Atletico also still alive. Everybody just kind of collapsing in on this swamp area. Remember, we do have a squad right smack in the middle on that little tiny island trying to defend it. But we are down to 9 teams remaining. Snaker's still going to be alive for Oath. If you are Snakers, all you want to do right now, go for placements. You're in first place on the overall leaderboards. Don't get too aggressive. Just make sure to outlive these other teams. As you know, if you are Snakers, you see the kill feed popping off, you have a smile on your face. Atletico down to only one member left. They're gonna be right on the edge of the zone. They have the tree, they have the rock, but they're thirsty, Esquire. They are looking to get these confirms onto SNG.
We'll see if they're going to be able to find it. Duel are going to be able to at least capitalize on their sights on the members of Wildcard. Headshot Connection going to be dropping Kickstart in the process. Singularity trying to recover off of the damage they're taking from both Atletico and Meta. Damage all around. The chaos has not stopped, Dave, since about the early to mid-game transition. Shift up here towards the northern side of things will still certainly be implicating the swamp area. That is still going to be nicely held, at least as you mentioned, Dave, by the members of Sonics. They've got that kind of island protected by the moat of swamp around them.
And they have a vehicle. I mean, I don't know how important now come into the late game, but they have 2 vehicles to work with that have fresh tires. So they definitely have the option to go for a vehicle rotate. And it seems like they have the information on the side of the position of where Wildcard is. Now, Wildcard with 4 alive going to be up there on the high ground, just leaving their observatory. Probably not going to get too aggressive here. There's really no reason to. But Duel trying to claim a piece of the swamp for themselves right now. Going to be tossing a bunch of grenades onto that last remaining member of the Red Knids. They're not going to go out without it.
No, they aren't. Yeah, Lamplot had a quick drop onto one of the 2 remaining members of the Knids, but now the solo player, RDN, is able to find the trade back. Down goes Lamp. However, the other 3 members of Duel are going to look to try to close this out in quick fashion. Duel has been very active, Dave. They're not going to be sitting back whatsoever, at least so far on the afternoon, and let things develop around them. They're one that likes to at least dictate these types of situations. The Lamp does, looks like, yep, they're going to be able to get the res. Down go the Knids. Wooly pulls in and closes out the Knids push here in game number 3, out in 7th place. They will be going. 6 teams remain. Wildcard holds on to the far eastern edge. And Dave, they're in one of the more precarious positions here on the map. They've got to push through this swamp. Let's tune in now and see how they're going to do it.
Peeking the back window towards me.
I'm holding bathroom. I'm holding back window. I'm holding back window on the run up. You guys
One's gonna go outside.
We
need a WK. The swamp with third party. We need a WK.
He's on fire. He's on fire. I'm mauling inside.
I'm knocked twin. I'm knocked twin.
Let's go. Kick. Let's Ting. Wait for me. Take away from me. Go. 3, 2, 1. Go.
Twins flushed. The rest are. He was rezzing Profi outside.
Nice. He res. Stolen. Come with it. Get
Profi's outside. Get inside.
Yeah. Last one outside.
Trophy's dead. Trophy's dead. Trophy's dead.
Is that all dead?
Yeah, all dead. All dead here.
Kick your door.
It's fine.
Reset and look south. Somebody peek south if you're up.
Right there. Let's give them circle number 7. They're going to be one of the only squads with hard cover right now. Going to be looking out there in the distance as we are checking out Meta Gaming there. Squaring off with Team Bliss. Remember, Team Bliss have been on the west side for the majority of the game, up to 4 kills, and they're finally making their way on into the zone here. And they have a challenge. They got to cross this road, and they're getting third-partied, but they're doing a good job so far at keeping Metagaming at bay.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if the squad wipe onto the Sonics wasn't enough of a sting, the circle shift, which pretty much shows how favored that island inside of the swamp is, definitely hurt a little bit more. Team Bliss has surprisingly been able to stay alive and push in from that far western coast position this entire time. Although it's been difficult, they've been able to come up on top of these battles victorious up until the point where now Wildcard looks over to the west and is able to find a nice headshot. SLR connection coming in from Kickstart, going to be huge to at least keep the members of Team Bliss at bay off towards that side of the surface.
Yeah, and we're down to only one more member for Metagaming, but Metagaming, they know how to go for that winning strategy. They know how to go for that insurance policy and just survive and get these placements. Even though Duel and Wildcard are both looking in the direction, it doesn't matter because we got Navy SEAL Snakers in the swamp right now, in the marshes, just sneaking on up. I think I saw a little snorkel on there. He might be underwater, just, you know, Navy SEAling it to the max right here.
What are those swamp snakes? Bladder? Is it what are they called? No, you know what I'm talking about, Dave? The
Loch Ness.
No, what are they? They're in Texas. I don't know why I can't think of them.
Texas? You got swamp snakes.
You know, snakes that are in like rivers and everything. They can swim, but they're very deadly, and they're all black.
Oh, water moccasins.
No, not cottonmouth. Not cottonmouth.
Water moccasins.
Water moccasins. Yes,
Yeah,
water
they're
moccasins. Yeah, they're deadly,
Those
man.
things are deadly.
Very deadly. So
I
it's
think
next
he's a Navy
shift.
SEAL. I think he's a Navy SEAL, not a water
Okay, yeah. There we go. Let's talk about phase 8. It devastatingly shifts over to the western side, at least for 3 teams. Oath, Wildcard, and now Duel, all going to be in a hot contest to just get inside of this eastern part of phase number 8. Wooly going to be prepping some nades, trying to throw them up to the compound that Wildcard is trying to hold on to. These nades aren't necessarily intended to flush them out, but really just keep them at bay long enough for Duel to come up victorious. Michael going to be flushed out of the game. Another kill going down for Duel leaves them with 2 remaining. The numbers not going to be playing out in their favor.
Yeah, I mean, Lamplot and Wooly. Right now, I feel like they're kind of tunnel visioned onto Wildcard in their compound. I guess they need to be, because I don't really see any clear path on how they can rotate without at least taking out Wildcard. Wildcard with the high ground advantage on top of the roofs are aware of the 2 members over there from Duel. We'll see how this one plays out. I mean, maybe they can go for that Navy SEAL strat and kind of just snorkel in the water, try to be spotted. But Bliss still in the west over here, still alive. They also have a tremendous foothold in this circle as Snaker's seal was just taken out right there.
You almost think, though, what could Bliss have done differently in this position to possibly try to swing things more in their favor? They could have possibly pushed across the road and really choked off Wildcard from doing much here. But it seems like this hillside position actually might be enough to do so. Blue zone on the back of Wildcard is going to be that pressure point. Metagaming might be able to come up with another solo player second place finish if these teams on the east aren't going to be able to make it in. Down goes Wooly, down goes Duel. In 4th place position, Wildcard heavily under fire, going to be losing members left and right. Tiggleton going to be dropped down. Kickstart flushed out of the game. Big Thumer, aka Keenan, the lone player for Wildcard, stacked the deck, left alive. 12 kills to their name. Are they going to be able to do anything? Ragnar going to be showing his face and his position down from the south. Possibly a little bit too early. Could have very easily secured that 2nd place, but hell, it's not even going to matter at this stage in the game. Dave, we could see a solo player come up with the 1st place finish here.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I know you want to see choke out everybody. We'll see if they can do that with their 3-man advantage, 8 kills to their name, but they need to make sure not to spread apart from each other too much right here, because there are 2 solos, and we've seen in the past the solo can inflict major damage over here. Ragnar, that solo member, going to be taking some blue damage. Ooh, maybe by mistake over there, because they are going to be in the smoke, and it looks like they're going to actually deny a point. Maybe that was the call from the squad over there, leaving a 3v1. Big Doomer trying to get the clutch here, Esquire. Do you believe is the question.
I don't know, Wildcard fans. Do you believe Big Doomer able to find the first aid, recover up to 75 HP, and a dream? Blue zone on his backside. The ultimate collapse here. Phase number 9 will not stop for anyone. A shot to come out. Jumi going to be tagged down. Trades back and forth. Jumi goes down. The trade, though, for the blue zone comes in and seals the deal. Team Bliss from OCE from the far west coast of Arangol.